I hope any of you are out there. Well, I'll give it a couple of minutes. Hopefully you can join me because there's a lot to talk. And if not, I'll just do a video about it. But let's see. Oh, there's somebody there. Hi, guys. Hi, Jersey, JD. These are all my thoughts and opinions based on information out in the public domain. There's so much to cover. From cancellation of YouTube channels to the media portraying a disaster of the Duchess of Cambridge and Prince William's tour, and Jamaica, Belize, and all those places. Hi guys. Hi Susie Garcia. Thank you so very much. I'm a little bit down today because so many things are happening. Oh, it's one of those days that sometimes you wonder why you bother, kind of thing. And I went through that for many years and with my case, and I'm going through something like that. But yes, thank you. It's much better. I had the 2 stitches removed, but I can't touch it, although I feel like touching it. But the things I want to talk about, hi Rennie Nostalgic, the things I want to talk about today, I've been talking about it. And if you go to my videos, if you've been following me for quite some time, if you go to my videos, you will see I did many videos after Meghan Markle said all her lies and Harry on the Oprah show, right? And then because okay, oops, my hair looks like a mess. I'm sorry guys, it's just such a long day. Hello Ontario. And if you listen to my videos, the issue here is not that Meghan Markle lied or slandered or she had issues as a family. Oh my God, thank you for watching from South Africa. The issue here is that she wasn't attacking family members, or this wasn't a family squabble. This was a woman attacking a country and an institution which represents many millions of people. And her lies and slander were allowed to stand. They went unchallenged. And that is a big, big deal. And that has always been my beef. I don't care if Meghan Markle was, for example, saying, oh, I don't like Prince Charles because he's such an idiot, Oh, I wanted more of a dress, or I don't like Catherine, for personality things. My issue was that Meghan Markle called the entire United Kingdom racist. She falsely called the entire United Kingdom racist, the entire institution of the monarchy racist, the staff racist and incompetent who saw her suffering and did nothing to help her. She basically claimed that the monarchy kept her hostage. Okay? That she got married 3 days prior to when the real wedding was, right? Thank you very much for all of you beautiful people who are staying up. Please go to Rumble, sign up, because I'm not panicking, for the channel. Just go to Rumble, sign up there. Really, and Rumble is really a free platform. My issue, and if you go back to those videos right after Meghan Markle said all her lies, was that the silence, not only from the monarchy, never mind the royal family because they're royal family, but they're also an institution, a government institution. And what is worse is Parliament. Sorry guys, because Parliament holds the royals accountable. Sorry about that guys. Because Parliament holds the royals accountable. Okay? Parliament is the stick that keeps to ensure that the monarchy remains reputable, honest, and follows the rules. And it's within the guidelines and protocols. And whoever enters or associates with the monarchy is beyond reproach. This is why it's so important to vet whoever comes in. Okay. And this, I think this is why a lot of people in the United Kingdom were very angry, rightly so, because they were being slandered and called racist, which is a terrible thing. And if it had happened within any other institution in the world, that somebody makes a claim about an institution, there would have been investigations to follow it up very publicly. And I have told you guys also that in the United Kingdom, it is illegal to falsely use the race card to get out of, in order to avoid being punished for a crime committed. And I gave you samples of a man who was convicted of trying to get out of paying parking tickets by saying that people were racist towards him. And it was found out that that was not the case. And he was sentenced to 1 year in jail. I think it was suspended, but then he had to do community work. It is a crime in the United Kingdom. So my issue has always been not that Meghan Markle lies. She can lie her heart out. It's because she's a pathological liar. And these are all my thoughts and opinions. Okay? The problem here is that those lies were allowed to stand. Because again, this was not about a family squabble that the Duchess of Cambridge makes me cry. That is something different than saying that the staff, the monarchy, the entire country was racist toward her. That affected the United Kingdom's reputation, affected relation with Commonwealth countries. Look what's happening right now with Jamaica, Belize, and all of those countries. Why? Because if you don't contest hello AC Barton, if you don't contest something like that, it wasn't about tit for tat. That's not about that. It can be dignified, but it should have been by Parliament. Meghan Markle should have been held accountable. Instead, she was not. Oh, she misremembered when she got caught lying in court, to court. I'm sick and tired of the word misremember, misspoke, untruth. It's called lies and perjury. Now, this is very important because I know that the rules in the United States and the United Kingdom for using surrogates are different. However, to keep a child or to introduce a child or to put a royal child in the line of succession, there are many, because you see, when you put a child in the line of succession, what happens is the following. There are constitutional consequences. There are legal consequences. There are lots of privileges consequences. And therefore, because there's so it's such a serious thing to include a royal child in the line of succession, that there cannot be any doubt. Because in the past, when women couldn't conceive, I think it was James II, I can't remember, that she gave birth to a child, and then it was like the warm pan scandal, and she had to abdicate. It was horrible. Why? Because it happens. They all want to include the person there, because it gives so much privilege and prestige. As Meghan Markle is finding out, it really opens many doors. So now what happens? Before, when royal births were there earlier, it was almost like a public event. It was witnessed by many nobles, and the more nobles or people present, the better, just to ensure that the child was actually from the woman's body, so there wouldn't be any doubt as to the legitimacy of the child for being in the line of succession. Again, because of the legal ramifications that it implies or it entails. Look at Harry. Harry's trying to sue the United Kingdom because he feels that it's his birthright to have security paid for by the taxpayers. It's not. Okay? So, and then they changed that the Home Secretary had to be present along with the doctors. Then they changed that to that no longer the Home Secretary had to be present, because there were royal doctors who would sign a document stating that they pulled that child out of that woman's body, and it would be put out on the easel outside of Buckingham Palace. And those records had to be absolutely public to ensure absolute transparency and to let the people know that that child had met all the legal requirements to be included in the line of succession. Okay, now in the UK, if you have a surrogate in the UK, and let's say the surrogate is married, the person who gestates the baby, who carries the baby to term in the United Kingdom, is the legal parent of the child. And if she's married, the husband is the legal father of the child. Even if it has the DNA of the other parents. But under UK law, the mother is the one that carries the baby. Doesn't matter whose DNA. And then there has to be a process of adoption. And I'll tell you what the problem is with that. Because the laws in the United Kingdom says that children who are adopted, even if it has their DNA, but if they are adopted, cannot be included in the line of succession, nor can they have any aristocratic or any lineage titles. Okay, there has to be a process of adoption, even if the DNA is Harry's and Meghan's. Okay, so now the documents are sealed, which goes against the protocol and the rules to ensure transparency that those children belong in the line of succession. The same thing for Lilibet. That thing that TMZ posted doesn't come from the public health records. Even if it comes from the County of Santa Barbara, it should say County of Santa Barbara public health records. It doesn't. And I mean, I sent Bookworm the difference, and I've searched all over the internet. You know, I'm sorry, I don't have any fancy lighting. I'm sorry, guys. I told you I'm not a technical person. I'm sorry if it offends you guys or if it upsets you. I know it's not very flattering, but you know, at the moment, I just have this little light here. You know, like if it's really offensive, I'll put it here to see if it makes you feel better. Is that better for you guys? That is the problem that we have with the fact that the documents were sealed, that they cannot be sealed in order. I mean, Meghan Markle has every right to seal the documents of a child. But why seal documents of a child if she's already announcing when the child was born and where the child was born? Why? Why seal them? Hello, Catherine. Why seal them? Especially when, in order to have a child in the line of succession, the records must be public, because there cannot be any doubt as to the legitimacy of the child to be included in the line of succession. That has been allowed to stand. And hence, we have the same thing now with Lilibet, the so-called girl that was born in California. No, there are absolutely no records of that, a person named Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor, born on June 4th in the whole state of California. None. I've asked, not only me, but many of us have asked. And I actually, in order for you to seal the records for that, you will actually get a letter saying record seal cannot be disclosed. Nobody gets that. What we get is that the record doesn't exist. Okay? So, and yet, without any confirmation of public documents made public and truth, that child, whoever that child is included in the line of succession. Again, with titles, constitutional consequences, and legal consequences, and also privileges. So, and why is the monarchy finding themselves in the position they are in right now with the Duchess of Cambridge and the Duke of Cambridge being disrespected? Because I find that they're being disrespected in that tour that they're doing. A lot of people are very happy. A lot of people are very lovely. They're being very lovely. And I think that they're an incredible couple to fly the flag for the Queen on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen. Yet, they are being disrespected because of all the lies and slander Meghan Markle told. But again, I go on about it. It's not what she said, it's that she was allowed, those lies were allowed to stand without any questioning from Parliament. Because you see, Parliament should have been one of the most interested parties to ensure that the monarchy's image is clear, clean, believable, reputable. Because the monarchy is only effective if its reputation is intact. If if everybody trusts the monarchy. Why would you trust a racist, a supposedly racist monarchy or institution that is bashing a pregnant woman, and they're not doing anything to help? Why would you? Especially nowadays. Meghan Markle has lied. Her lies have been allowed to stand. Those lies should have been corrected. Don't engage in whether Kate cried or whatever, but she should have been called out and say, wait a minute. You are accusing somebody of racism. This has to be made public, and there should have been a public investigation, very public investigation of this, especially with Oprah, when actually even Harry contradicted what Meghan was saying. And they were allowed to stand. And the reason why people are feeling that they can disrespect the monarchy is because the monarchy has not called out these serious charges. The bullying charges. Oh, this is going to be private. It cannot be private because the monarchy is not a farm in the middle of nowhere. It is a governmental institution, and staff paid for by the taxpayers were harassed, supposedly harassed, bullied out of their jobs, and some of them are even traumatized. And yet, I love the Queen. She says, "So we're going to keep this in-house." This is not an in-house. The monarchy is a government institution. If these allegations were set against, let's say, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the United Kingdom, those allegations would have been very publicly investigated to ensure to the public that that is not the case, that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is a true, fair, ethnic, whatever it is. But that didn't happen. Now, my theory is that I do not, and this is just my theory, I do not think Meghan Markle gave birth to those children. It may be her DNA, but because, and let me tell you something, even if Lilibet is born or was born or exists or whatever from a surrogate and has her DNA, just the fact that it wasn't born from the woman's body, and even in the United States, they still have to go before a judge because the hospital will report whose body the child came out of for insurance purposes in case something goes wrong. And then with the contract that they have, they go before a judge, and then the judge declares them that the mother and father of this child is actually this other person. Now in the UK, the surrogacy contracts are not legally binding. Exactly, Maureen. This has been, please, I urge you, go to my earlier videos after Meghan Markle did that video, and you will see me talking about these same things. And I have always been saying that the main problem that they have is that not that they, I don't care if Meghan Markle said that Prince Charles has a small penis, and I'm sorry I'm using the P word, or that she didn't like the color of that, or that she doesn't like Catherine, or that she doesn't like it. It was not about that. It was about the fact that an institution, the Commonwealth, which was created to promote diversity, inclusivity, peace everywhere. And I'm sorry, this is a disclaimer, everywhere this fucking woman goes, she creates problems, division, lies, unhappiness, everywhere this woman goes. And she has gotten away because people have been covering for her. In this case, I don't think that the monarchy was, the royal family was, and I make a distinction of royal family and monarchy, that the royal family were covering not because of Meghan Markle, but because of Harry, because they have always been protecting Harry. Because there is no way in hell, if that child, Archie, was born out of a surrogate or whatever, or there's something fishy going on, that Harry didn't know about it. So he's complicit, and that is fraud, and that is very serious fraud. That implies criminal charges. Okay? So, I mean, please, what do you guys think? And I have been accused of bashing the monarchy. She calls herself a royal. No, I have always been very clear that I'm a monarchist. I do believe that the monarchy is a great institution when it works and it's reputable. Look at the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth was working beautifully until Meghan Markle came along. There were so many projects, so many programs, so many things that were helping 2.4 billion people until Meghan Markle came along. And instead of her promoting inclusivity, really hit the ground running, like she said, she hit the ground running to California, trashing, slandering, and lying about everybody else. That, and not, forget about that, lying, because I remember the people of the United Kingdom, how happy they were. Harry could have married a Martian, you know, and they would have welcomed her just like they welcomed this skank. Because she's a skank. She's a liar and a skank. Let's call things by their names. Because truth is an absolute defense. She has lied. She is a compulsive liar. This woman doesn't know fact from fiction. The only thing is that she has been allowed to get away with it. Just my thoughts and opinions. I don't know what you guys think. So in case my YouTube channel disappears, please go to Rumble. I will do a little video about this children thing, and I'm going to post it later on. You know, it's, you know, this is what I've been saying. And please go to my earlier videos, the videos after Meghan Markle gave the Live Fest. I said, if the royal family or Parliament, please listen to my videos. I said Parliament has to step in, because the accusations that she made were against the monarchy as the institution and the staff. And the staff was left helpless. Her bullying was allowed, and this has been private. And these documents cannot be sealed. These documents cannot be sealed if the children are to remain in the line of succession, because it is the protocols and the rules that those documents, all of the documents of any royal child being born, have to be public. You know, they have to be public. They have to be public, and it is the law, and it says there, and yet they're keeping it sealed. And I think it is just my whatever you want to call it, that they're doing it not to protect Meghan Markle, but to protect Harry, because they know that Harry participated in this scam. And many people say, oh, they must have something on the royal family. No, I actually think it's the other way around, that the royal family are still protecting them. So I really do believe that it's time for Parliament to step in, enforce their rules, just like they did with the Duke of Windsor and Wallis Simpson. You know, this could have been such a wonderful thing. First of all, Meghan would have never felt comfortable going to Africa, representing Africa, because she thinks that black people are beneath her. She's always said she doesn't identify with him. All of her friends have been white. She has never identified with the white culture. So for her going to Africa, she probably saw it as a step down. Where did she go in California? She went to the whitest neighborhood. So for her, representing people in the Commonwealth, she probably saw it as an insult, because she can't identify with black people, because she's never felt black herself. She's embarrassed, and these are all my thoughts and opinions. She's embarrassed of being partly black, of having a black heritage. And she's not a black woman. She is a white-skinned woman with mixed heritage. Okay? So, yes, the Rumble is Paulitam, so you can look me there. I will leave the link after this, and you can always find the link in the video descriptions, okay? So I am doing this so you guys are aware of the law. The law in the United Kingdom is very, oh my God, Easy Barton, thank you for the chat. It's always appreciated. I'm gonna tell you something I found out today. This is why my day was I was so angry today. But anyways, the laws in the United Kingdom state that a surrogacy thing the mother is the woman who carries the baby, and if she's married, the father, then her husband is the father. And surrogacy contracts are not legally binding. They're not legally binding, and it has to be it's an adoption process. And if there is an adoption process, then those children then Archie can't be in the line of succession. Why did Meghan Markle change the name in the birth certificate? First, she falsely claimed that it was ordered by the palace. Then the palace came out and said, no, wait a minute, we never did that. Only the parents can do that. So that also has legal ramifications, okay? So what happens with that? Harry divorces her and he remarries. And then there is another Duchess of Sussex, unless the Queen, let's say the Queen, or the monarch, it's up to the monarch whether or not he allows ex-spouses to hold a title. The Queen allowed Princess Diana to hold title along with Fergie. But it's up to the monarch to decide whether that person can use the title or not. So if Meghan Markle is not allowed to use the Duchess of Sussex, and remember the petition I did that barely anybody signed? I said that ex-spouses should not be allowed to use royal titles. Remember that petition? What if it passes in Parliament that ex-spouses cannot have royal titles? Cannot use, oh, thank you, Mama T, thank you, sweetie. Cannot use royal titles. Then Harry remarries again. Then his current wife, if it's still Duke of Sussex, will be the Duchess of Sussex. Will that mean that she will be the mother of Archie if that baby exists? So, do you understand the legal consequences if there was surrogacy? And the law, and in order for a child to be included in the line of succession, all records must be public and transparent to ensure to the public that the child meets the legal standards or the legal requirements to be in the line of succession. Because as you all know, if somebody dies, then that child basically becomes the monarch or the head of state, if there is a monarchy. Okay? So this is why it's important. The Queen is on Vogue cover, of course, the Queen. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So we have Meghan Markle, a woman who has created division everywhere she goes. She's lied everywhere she goes. Mr. Markle kind of gave a hint a little bit in the latest video he did, saying that, I'm sorry guys, I'm not wearing makeup, okay? I've had a bad day. That Meghan started changing a little bit when she was in high school, and then he noticed when she went to college, she changed a little bit too. And then when she went to Suits, she changed even more. And then when she hit the home run with Soho. So he knew that she'd been changing since her last year of school. He knew that she was changing, you know? So he knows that she's changed. She knows that she was changing. And he says, I don't recognize the girl that I raised. But then he goes and says, but she was changing since last senior year. Then he knew she was changing. Then she knew, because, you know, I'm sure she was compartmentalizing the hell out of everything she was doing. You know? So it is very upsetting that this, and please, I ask you, please go to my videos right after the Oprah thing, and I am telling you the same thing, that the trouble here is not about whether they like each other or not as a family, but it's the accusations that Meghan Markle made against the monarchy as an institution. And if it had happened, let's say, for example, in a private company or in any government company, for example, or organization, for example, the Ministry of Health, if one of their employees says, you know what, the director or whatever, the whole entire Ministry of Health has been racist toward me, that there would be an immediate public investigation, because they would like to ensure that whether that is true or not, because that's terrible, you know, and they would make sure that everybody, the public, would be assured that that is not happening in the institution, and that whoever did that was held accountable for that. With Meghan Markle, nothing happened. And she called the entire UK racist. I mean, I remember, and I told you guys, I I was trashed on Twitter when I said this girl's gonna screw off to California. She's just skanking her way through. Okay? The Commonwealth had been around for so many years. The Queen built the Commonwealth for how many years? 40 or something like that? Why build a Queen's Commonwealth Trust on 2018 so to make Meghan Markle and Harry do that? They could have done something more positive, but what can Meghan Markle really do? I remember when she did that thing in Africa and she goes, oh, my sister, since she's wearing that expensive thing, and she's like, and she's so white. What is she talking about? These women were raped, sexually abused, terribly treated, in hunger. This is a woman that they demanded to have the Range Rovers, I think, if I'm not mistaken correctly, because Harry wanted them. Hi, Maggie B. Harry wanted them to have their own Range Rover sent over before then. You know what I mean? And please go to my earlier video, right after Meghan did that, the slander fest with Oprah. And I said, there's going to be Parliament, and I was urging Parliament to step in. I was urging Parliament to step in, and they did nothing. Because Parliament's job is to ensure that all its institutions that represent the United Kingdom are respectable, are not abusive, and are equitable in everything. Yes, I am angry. I am angry because I really do feel that I'm angry how terrible this tour, not terrible, but how disrespected Prince William and the beautiful Duchess of Cambridge have been due to all these things about the lives of Meghan Markle, because they allowed the reputation of the monarchy, the royal family members allowed the reputation of the monarchy to be besmirched. And this is what we're seeing. Before, Prince William and Catherine were loved, welcomed everywhere. Now they're openly disrespected and treated. Let me tell you something about repatriations. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Can you imagine any of you, if your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather had killed a member of another person's family, and they come back hundreds of years later and say, hey, you're going to go to jail, or you're going to pay me back from what your great-great-great-grandfather did. We've moved on. There are always going to be racist jerks everywhere. But we can pretty much assure, except for 2020 and BLM, what they did, and these are all my thoughts and opinions, that instead of Mr. Luther King, he wanted everybody. He wanted inclusivity. And now we're going back again to segregation. We need this space for these people. That's segregation. That's what Mr. Luther King, Mr. King was fighting against that. Now we're back to that. This divisiveness, creating hatred against it. Let me tell you something. I have been called a spick, a wetback, by black people. Oh, you're a wetback. How come you're the director of this? Aren't you a wetback? In very professional environments, and that's extremely racist. Or I was called, and all of you who are Latin, you know that. And it's called, when they call you a spick, you know what that means. I've been called that by black people. And you don't hear me say, accuse, make the victim. Oh, well, it happened. I know that you are you're a bloody jerk, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the black people are not. You know what I mean? I am very good friends with Pidina. And I was talking about her, and she was agreeing with me 100%. She said, absolutely. Even black people are racist against other black people. So yeah, I'm so angry today. I am so angry, but it really has nothing to do. Well, yeah, it has to do because I do like Prince William, and I've heard people saying, and we don't have unity. Let me tell you something. I may not agree with other YouTubers who denounce Meghan Markle in some areas, and sometimes I follow them, sometimes I don't, because maybe I don't agree a lot with a lot of things that they say, but it doesn't mean that I disrespect them or that I trash them. I just don't agree with certain things they do. But I've seen the sugars, they hate each other just because she said this and she said that. Everybody knows that I'm a big Princess Diana fan, you know. And a lot of times you see people, I used to be called crazy when I was going through a lot of stuff with my ex-husband because I kept it all inside. I, I, I didn't know how to handle the situation. And I was 30 something. No, how old was I? 40 something. But it was such a thing of embarrassment that I couldn't believe I found myself in that situation. And everybody turned against me. My ex-husband had a bigger political machine than I did. And the government was backing him up. And now they're apologizing and they're doing everything they can to, you know, to say we're sorry. But at that time, it was 8 years. And my name was like all over the place. Even now, I'm still getting jerks calling me a child trafficker and all kinds of things. A liar, that I'm scamming, that I'm doing that. It's terrible. It's terrible. So, yes, I am a big Princess Diana fan. Yes, nobody's perfect. But a lot of times people see me and say, hey, what's wrong with Paula? And, you know, and I would be thinking, oh my God, if they only knew. If they only knew. If they only knew, you know, what you were going through inside and you were doing to hold it together. So, and sometimes people may appear to be out of sorts because we don't know the whole story. So yes, she wasn't perfect. Nobody is. But I believe that trashing the memory of a dead woman, it's pretty bad. Or saying things about somebody who can't come back and defend themselves is pretty bad. I wouldn't do it to anybody, you know, because everybody has a right to defend themselves. And if they can't defend themselves, then let's shut the hell up about it, you know. So, but it doesn't mean that I don't like them. I don't like the other. I will support them. Of course, I subscribe to all of them. I go to their channels. Even if I don't agree with their videos, I click like and I always leave a comment. I will say, even if it's a thumbs up or a little face, because that's showing support, you know. So that's where I'm at right now, you know. So you know, and I'm just bothered by everything, all the division that this white woman of mixed race has created. She was given the opportunity of a lifetime. She was a skank from the gutter. She's still a skank with a bigger platform, and she's still not being corrected. Parliament in the United Kingdom has let the monarchy down very badly. And the Queen is 95 years of age. She lost her husband. All of this mess started in 2018 when Prince Philip let go of the reins and somebody else took over. Because let me tell you, I don't think the Queen is being told the whole story. Because of course, you know, guys, cut her some slack. She's 95, almost 96. She served her country. This is a woman. She created the Commonwealth. She decolonized the entire place and created the Commonwealth. You know, even the name Commonwealth. Let's get together and commonly be wealthy. Let's help each other. Let's help relations. Let's tear down the myth of colonism, because it was a terrible thing. And they created, I am pretty sure that they created the Queen's Commonwealth Trust in 2018, 1 month prior to Harry and Meghan's wedding, to give it to them, president and vice president, of something that is so precious that Her Majesty the Queen has worked all her life. Okay? And what did they do? They spat on it. They have used it. They have exploited. They're fleecing those titles of this skank woman. Oh, I want to be linked. I don't want to be ranked. My ass. My ass. She went on Oprah complaining about more stuff. She wanted more. I'm on Rumble. Paulitam. I'll leave the link, guys. And I received so many emails. And I'm sorry, but I had so much to do today. There's so many things going. You know, this is one of the days that I say, I just want to leave the country and say, you know, do whatever you want. But then I come down. By the way, guys, go see the movie Belfast. That movie is such a good movie, and I'm such a big fan of Dame Judi Dench, but it's so well done. And it's about the division and violence between Protestants and Catholics in Belfast. But at the very end, it made me think of Harry and Meghan Markle and the issues between black and whites. Most people are not racist. You are going to get the very odd idiots. Oprah, in my opinion, is one of the biggest racists with an inferiority complex. Instead of promoting union, she's instigating hatred. This is what I believe because of her actions. It's like she's angry and she tries to get people who want to trash white people, you know, and she's a billionaire in this country that she calls racist while she's hanging out with Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein, kisses, 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 kisses to Harvey Weinstein, John of God. The big scandals in that, you know, African school. So, and this is a woman who's ruthless. And instead of promoting truth, why doesn't she do another interview with Meghan Markle and calls her out and the lies? Because she wants to leave that narrative out there of division, of hatred, just like this fucking moron of Justice Smollett, you know? And I mean, this guy should be in jail. I am really offended by Hillary Hayward Thomas pretending to be Spanish, even though I'm not Spanish. Well, actually, my grandmother was. But, you know, but I was born in Latin America and I'm Canadian. But, you know, it's still, she's pretending to be from Spanish race and not knowing her words. That is actually very offensive. And yet, when they were caught, they turn it around. Oh, I can't pretend to be anything because I can't identify. Well, let me tell you something. I identify black, and the black community. Do you guys remember when Adele wore those? I don't know what they're called, guys. They're not braids, but they're like these little things that she wore. Everybody, oh, she's what was it that they're calling it? Culturally appropriating. Here we have a skank like Hillary. Her name is not Hilaria. It's Hillary Hayward Thomas or Hillary Baldwin. How do you say cucumber? And this man killed a woman and is not in jail. He wasn't even arrested. He wasn't even taken into custody right away. It took him 4 hours and 18 minutes to get to the station. So please, the problem that we're having here, and I told you guys, please go check my videos, is accountability. There is zero accountability. When people start being held accountable, things are gonna fall into place. But apparently accountability is a terrible thing nowadays. And I want to address a couple of things. I want to thank everybody who's been donating for the school. Really much appreciated. This is one of those days that things are very, how do you say cucumber? How you say, even I say, how do you say? You know what I mean? How do you say cucumber? Yeah, she's a stupid idiot. I really can't stand her. I really can't stand her, you know? And all the woke Hollywood, they're not calling each other, they're not calling her out. Alec Baldwin has to be in jail. He has to be in jail. And Justice Smollett and now Oprah allowing that narrative. You know, in Spanish we have a saying, you throw the stone and you hide the hand. That's what Oprah is doing. Promoting hatred in her channel, promoting hatred, division. What the hell's wrong with these people? We've gone so far, and these people are just trying to go back to to the times when Martin Luther King started. How do you say I love you, Paula? Te amo. Te amo, te quiero mucho. Je t'aime in French. Or in Norwegian, yeah, glad die. So, but yes, this is my rant, and I mean, please understand. I saw another article that people are angry because the Queen wants to have like screens and stuff like that. You know what? Let's allow the Queen some dignity. Let's allow this woman some dignity. God knows that the rest of her family are behaving undignified, and I am so angry at this people in Jamaica and stuff. Oh, I want repatriation. How about, let me tell you something. You know where there's current slavery? In Africa. Blacks are in slavery in Africa. There's slavery in India right now. Why don't they go and fight for the freedom of those current slaves? I'm not joking. You know what? I'm even going to publish the Wikipedia thing where it tells you how many slaves in slavery. It's big in Africa right now, in certain countries in Africa. Why isn't the BLM, Meghan Markle, going to fight in Africa to free the black slaves owned by black people? Can somebody please explain that to me? You know, so I am angry. I have had racism, but I don't hold an entire race like racism. The UK did not deserve Meghan Markle. The Queen did not deserve Meghan Markle because the Queen pulled that skank out of the gutter. She was a 36-year-old woman going nowhere with nothing to her name. And all she did was, oh, I'm going to use this instead of doing something for good as Harry. Harry is a ginger wanker. And I'm even wearing a red top today for some reason. So anyways, thank you for donating for the school. I know, you know, when I was in Norway, I left here in the 14th of September 2019, and I came back in 20th of February 2022. I went to renew my driver's license today because it expired last year, November, sorry. I find that I had 5 tickets that were done in October 2020 while I was in Norway. And I had my driver's license with me in Norway, my Nicaraguan driver's license. And apparently there was an accident with my driver's license. And I was fined. Ugh. Because you see, the way I think about money, I think I could be using this money, for example, I need to put sewage in the school. You know what I mean? I need to put this, I need to put this in the farm. I think in terms of money, for me today, I went to the movies to see Belfast. That was a luxury because I'm thinking of terms of getting things going. So for all of you, I appreciate all your donations because you keep asking me how to help. Don't send stuff here because it won't get here. It will be stolen or they will ask me for an arm and a leg to get them out of customs. I am being truthful. You know, and I show you guys the receipts. I show you the school. I mean, if you want to come and volunteer here, very welcome, you know. So anyways, so there's black slavery currently right now. So those people asking for appropriations for something that happened 100 years ago, you know what? Move on with the times. Move on with the times. How would you guys like it if somebody came and yeah, oh, your great-great-great-grandparent 200 years ago, you know what? He beat my grandma, my relative. So now you have to pay me for, you know what? Even in criminal law, nobody can be charged for the crimes of others. Even in civil law, family cannot pay for the deeds of others. And yet here we are, the Queen who has done nothing but create the Commonwealth and try to promote wealth and goodwill, and having Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge disrespected. I find that disgusting and ungrateful. Gratitude and accountability is a word that doesn't exist anymore. And it should be enforced. And guys, let's use our voices. I'll go to Rumble, you know. So I'll go to Rumble. And I'll be posting my videos on Rumble and stuff like that. But I do want to thank you for, I've been trashed so much, and you guys know I was upset because some of the poor schools were involved and they were getting nasty emails from people, and so thank you very much. For anything you can help out with is always welcome. I mean, I was so lucky today because apparently one of the tickets was because the person using a driver's license with my name on it had hit a pedestrian. So I was held there in the police station, and they were saying to me, well, I said, but I wasn't here. I can prove that I wasn't here. You know, because you can go to immigration and they can take your stuff and you can show. And they don't care. You have to, I paid so much money. It really burnt my ass. I'm sorry to say that. But anyways, what do you guys think? Please do leave me your comments. And the way you can support their channels is please like, share, and subscribe. And comment, you know. I may not be able to read all your comments because, guys, you have no idea. The heat is killing me. I can't wait to go to Canada, to tell you the truth. I am, it's so disappointing, everything, you know, like what's going on here right now, and the levels of poverty, you know. And I'm going back to being anorexic for some reason, because I feel guilty eating this whenever, you know, I feel guilty. So I know it doesn't show, but you know, and I know, but don't worry. I am aware that I'm becoming anorexic again. So the good thing is I am aware, but it's just that it's just something, you know, when you see so much poverty everywhere, it's especially when I just came from Norway, when you don't see this shit, you know. So it's kind of like such contrast when you see children in Norway so well taken care of, and then you see the children out in the streets here at 10. I don't want to cry. It just bothers me, you know. It's so unfair that the such different worlds, you know what I mean? Such different worlds. So, anyways, I don't want to talk about that, and because I'm gonna off my. I shouldn't have done that. Anyways, I am angry because I don't like the disrespect of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, and just because I criticize Her Majesty the Queen sometimes, I really don't think she knows what's going on. And let's give her a break. I love her. I think that she's a woman who's done so much. She created the Commonwealth. And if this idiot Sugars understood what the Commonwealth is, I'm sorry I swore, Jen Wilson. I'm sorry about that. I'm just so upset right now, you know. But you know, I hope you guys are not offended. So yes, thank you very much. Let's hear our voices, and please, just because I may not agree with some YouTubers who denounce Meghan Markle as well in some things, it doesn't mean I hate them or I don't support them. I'm subscribed to all of the YouTube channels, you know, and I leave comments, and and even if unless something's pretty bad about Princess Diana, I will not click like, you know. So thank you very much. To the lady who tried to send something to the school by FedEx, you don't want me to use your name. FedEx withheld it in customs, and they didn't allow it in. So this is why I'm telling you now, don't send it, because they won't allow it in, or they will steal it, or they asked for almost $333.22 to get that package out, which we don't have. Okay, so if you want to donate, it's PayPal. If you want to come here, you can do that. It's very poor, but thank you very much, guys. My screen name is Paulita M. Paulitam. I will leave it there, okay, guys? So let me see. Somebody said something about Central America. Somebody said something about Central America. Oh no, the chat's not hidden. Why is the chat hidden? No, live chat. It said something about Central America. Oh my God, I go through the same thing in Trinidad with the customs here are pretty bad, especially now that there are sanctions. So they're trying to get money from everywhere. They shut down 25 NGOs last Friday. It's pretty bad. Okay, so it's actually a little bit bad. You know, just like what's it called? I love I love children's movies. Dory, Just Keep Swimming. Those who have children, Finding Nemo. So my life has always been just keep swimming. You know, I may get angry. And thank you very much for allowing me to rant. I apologize for this ranting. I'm just so upset. And thank you for everything, you know, guys. But I am very angry about that. What do you think about the Queen? The Queen deserves dignity. And people, my opinion is that they're taking advantage of her. And yes, I know. They try to extort me after paying $3,000 to clear 2 barrels for some kids. Exactly. And the thing is, and they take things, you know. This beautiful lady sent a used laptop, right? By the way, thank you for that. You know what we got? And the reason why I didn't take it is because it's in claims right now. Because the laptop, it's really nice and it was used. But when you lift it, they took the entire main board of it, of the thing. So you just have the thing. So, you know, when I looked at it, because I lifted to see it, it felt so light. And then I said, let's open this. They had taken the main board, you know, like everything. So please don't send stuff like that because they'll steal it. So I am very angry. The Queen deserves respect. I hate the disrespect that Meghan Markle has created towards the institution. But I blame the Parliament in the United Kingdom. Their job is to ensure that all government organizations, agencies, institutions remain respectable, obey the law, and are credible. And the monarchy is the cream of the crop. And nothing happens. They allow a skank of the lowest caliber to be smirched and allow the lies to stand. I didn't say that she should have been called for whatever it is. And those children have to be removed from the line of succession or the records made public. Come what may. And I really do believe that they're doing that because they are protecting Harry, not Meghan, Harry. Okay? So let me know what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the lady who sent the laptop. Thank you for the lady who sent the FedEx package. You're gonna get it back. We paid it to get back because it was cheaper to pay the $34 rather than to pay the 300 and some that they were asking, because at the moment I am pinching the pennies, you know. So thank you very much for all, guys. Thank you for supporting us. I feel very bad for Yankee Wally. It wasn't fair. And for Sue Smith, I think she was terminated as well. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Regarding my Twitter account, I could have, how do you say, I'm like being Hilaria Baldwin. How you say? She says how you say, right? How do you say? I forgot what I was talking about, you know, but it is incredible what's happening. It is incredible. It is incredible what's happening, that somebody like Meghan Markle is allowed to lie like that, denigrate the Church of England with her lies, and keep it going. Anyways, guys, thanks for the rant. It's almost 1 hour. Thanks for you guys who stayed up. You guys kick ass. Please support us by sharing, liking, and subscribing. Go to my Rumble thing. And I'm not gonna go back on Twitter. They gave me the link to reset my account because I sent them my ID, so they verified that it was me. But I don't want any more Twitter. I'm on Getter. I will leave the link, and I'm on Rumble. So go sign up there, okay? And I love you guys. And I'm gonna go check the Queen and the cover because, oh my goodness, that I like. I love Her Majesty the Queen. I really do. And I love the Duchess of Cambridge. She looks so beautiful. I hope baby number 4 comes out of this thing to kick Harry's ass out. Anyways, thank you so much and have a good night.